How's everybody doing out there? This is EonShiKeno, and this is another StarCraft 2 commentary for HMTV. Let me go ahead and introduce our players. On the bottom left side of Neoplanet S, it's going to be the Towel Terran in red, FXO Gumiho. And his opponents on the top right side of the map, it's going to be our blue Zerg player, the Leenock himself, Leenock. Like, that nickname doesn't really work well when you repeat it, or whenever you say it before you say his name, because it's so close together. I mean, it's a little different, but, you know, when you have Towel Terran, and then you have, because Towel Terran isn't exactly obvious, but Leenock is so close to Leenock. I mean, it's just octopus at the end. It's kind of like, what am I doing? Anyways, both here, really good players. Code S level Korean players. Leenock himself won a couple MLGs. Most recently just won MLG Dallas, which I was at. Observed that. It was a really good tournament. And yeah, wait, Leenock didn't win that. What did Leenock win? He won Providence. That's right. He won Providence and beaten anyone. He's won a couple MLGs. Leenock is, I think he's won more MLGs than anyone else, if I remember correctly. I think it's 3 or something like that. Anyways, gas opening here for Gumiho. Gonna go with the wall off the front. Kind of standard territory here for a Terran player versus Zerg. Leenock gonna do the, you know, also the standard opening here for a Zerg player these days. Just go for that hatch first. You know, I see this map, Neoplanet S, and it's one of my favorite maps. It even has its own, it has its name in the map, which I think is great. In case you just forget, it's like, oh yeah, Planet S, Neoplanet S. That's helpful there for everyone else. But one thing I like about this map is, of course, it's got like all these pathways at the top here, pathways down here at the bottom. But it has these 2 gold bases in the middle, which are almost never used. I think out of all the times I've seen this map played, I've seen these gold bases used once, and that was the most recent match between Innovation and SOS, where SOS was going to go for like some type of mass Tempest play, and he actually took the gold here. It was ridiculous. It just never happens, and I wonder if there will ever be a strategy that revolves around gold bases in the middle, because they're so close to each other, and I can't imagine a scenario where one person would have a base here, have it taken, and the other person would be like, okay, I'm taking this base here, because they're this close together. That just doesn't seem possible to me. So I wonder if this map is ever going to go under the scalpel and kind of get a rework to change up the middle of the map there. But either ways, it's a good map. And Zerg, or Terran player, going with that Reaper opening. And he's going to follow us up with some Hellions. Gumiho doing the standard Reaper into Hellion play. We'll see what he transitions into, most likely Bio. You know, Gumiho is known for his just massive drop play. He's so well known for just micromanaging, a lot of drops, just kind of being crazy all over the place with it. And he, you know, that's not really his style as far as mech goes. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he goes Bio, if he goes Bio, and actually following this up with a couple more Reapers. You know, whenever this build first started to get popular, the one barracks opening into Command Center, you would open up with like 2-3 Reapers, you know. But nowadays it's kind of mostly fallen back to about 1 Reaper at most. You use 1 Reaper for scouting, and you just really can't accomplish that much. Zerg players have really built up a, I guess you could say, they have their immune system kicked in. They've learned how to deal with this harass without losing anything. I don't even know if he lost a single worker. Yeah, like, this is a, you know, even Leenock didn't even lose a single worker. I think he maybe lost a Zergling. Did he even lose a Zergling? I mean, no, he didn't lose anything here, and that's 2 Reapers. So theoretically, we could see Gumiho, after watching this game, thinking, okay, I made 2 Reapers, I didn't kill anything, so I would have been just as well off with 1 Reaper, and then I could have had that 50 gas for a quicker factory or whatever. So the build's slightly changing, you know, as time goes on, as Zerg players have realized how to deal with this. You know, they can easily turn those drones that are being attacked into geysers. They can turn them into spore crawlers. That's usually what they do with it. They only make like 2 or 3, or actually 2 or 4 speedlings to deal with this. And like I said, it's kind of evolved, and multiple Reapers have kind of fallen out of style. But as far as Protoss goes, Terran versus Protoss, you can easily kind of sneak in a bunch of Reapers and then just kill a Stalker with it if you can micro properly due to the new healing properties these Reapers have. So the third base does get spotted out here for Gumiho. He knows he's not up against like a 2-base Roach Baneling all-in. You know, while you can still do a Roach Baneling all-in off of 3 base as a Zerg player, which wouldn't surprise me at all if Leenock does that. He's actually getting a Roach worn out right now. It's more of a, sometimes it happens whenever they get up to a layer and they do like a Speedling and then a Roach Speed bust. Just because you have the 3 bases, you get a little bit more tech, maybe some upgrades along with it. A lot of Roaches coming out now. And this is the problem. This is the problem with this build here for Gumiho. Is he making a... Okay, good, he's making a Siege Tank. So Siege Tank is exactly what you need to defend these Roaches. You know, Zerg players have just gotten so... They've been so happy with the way Terran players that have been playing on ladder and pro games everywhere. Terran players have just been playing so greedy that Zerg players are like, well, he's gonna make, you know, double engineering bay. He's gonna make 3 CCs. You know, he's gonna have Hellions and Reapers, and that's it. So I'm just gonna make a bunch of Roaches and then attack his base. And that's exactly what Leenock's going for here. He's got 2 bases essentially, 2 base mining, but he's got 3 hatch. He's streaming units across the map. Gumiho, is he aware of it? No, he's not aware of it, but I mean, he doesn't see any drones in his base. He has to be pretty sure something's coming. The Siege Tank is in a terrible position. Oh my god, the supply depot's down, and the tank completely dies. Terrible positioning there for Gumiho, and that's just it. Game over, man. Game over. And that was, I mean, so critical. Just like, let me just back up here just for a quick second to show you like what went so terribly wrong here for Gumiho. You know, all things considered, 1 Siege Tank, if he had a full wall off here, he would have been great. But there's no reason to have a Siege Tank on the low ground this close to the front lines, because I'm pretty sure that even if this wall was completely up, the supply depot's up, Roaches could still attack this Siege Tank and kill it anyway. And that kind of defeats the purpose. The better spot for a Siege Tank would be, you know, up here in this position. That way you still are pretty close. You can attack stuff that's attacking your wall, but you're not going to straight up die. So Leenock does have a lot of Roaches, but no Banelings though. So the way this would have played out if he had a Siege Tank up here in the high ground is the Roaches would have started attacking the supply depots. He would have pulled all his FCVs, repaired everything. The Siege Tank would have been crushing those Roaches. And I think he's got some Hellions coming out. He's actually going into mech. Holy shit. I actually would have loved to see how this game turned out. Gumiho going mech. Cool. But anyways, it would have been a harder hold, but this was just like a complete walkover. I mean, as we saw him just like, he just walked in the base here. He's like, okay, cool. Thanks for the game. That's what happens, man. That's what I was talking about earlier. If you have this, one reason I love this map is you have these 2 completely different paths to attack your opponent. And if you go one way and your opponent goes the other way and you don't have a scout there, you just could completely get sidetracked here by Leenock. And that's exactly what happened. And Leenock takes the easy win versus Gumiho. So that's it for me, guys. If you want to check out more of my stuff, go to youtube.com/EonShiKeno and make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. See you guys next time.